Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the ultimate breakdown of how NotebookLM has evolved as of May 2026. Now, if you've been following this space, you already know things move incredibly fast, right? Well, the leaps we're looking at today are absolutely game-changing for anyone who needs to process information and output really high-quality work. The core thesis for today is right here. NotebookLM has completely transitioned from a niche research tool into a full-scale multimodal production studio. Remember when it used to be just a clever, slightly niche utility where you drop in a few PDFs and ask some basic text questions? Yeah, that era is over. It doesn't just read your notes anymore. It builds entirely new creations out of them. It's a total powerhouse now. Here is our agenda for this explainer. We'll start with the multimodal evolution, cover feeding the AI brain, explore the production studio, dive into deep research and ecosystem, and then wrap up with pricing and power tips. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the multimodal evolution. So goodbye text only. The AI is now seamlessly grounded in multiple mediums. Now, what does grounding actually mean here? Well, it means you aren't just limited to what you can type or copy-paste anymore. The AI can now perceive your project through entirely different lenses to kick off your work. We are moving far, far beyond just text.
And that brings us perfectly to Section 2, feeding the AI brain.
The variety of inputs the system accepts now is just wild. You've got YouTube and video. You literally drop in a link or an MP4, and the AI watches the footage and transcribes visual cues. You've got audio files, like MP3s or WAVs, which instantly turn into searchable timestamps. Then there's live Google Drive sync for your docs, sheets, and slides, keeping everything as a living connection. And maybe my personal favorite, the powerful OCR for images and handwritten notes. You can actually snap a photo of a scribbled napkin from a lunch meeting, and boom, it immediately becomes part of your actionable data set.
Now that we've fed the machine, let's move to Section 3, the production studio.
This is where raw data is transformed into finished, high-fidelity content. We're talking cinematic video overviews. Powered by VO3 and Gemini 3, the system drafts a coherent narrative structure based on your scattered notes and brings it to life as a fully animated, narrated explainer video. Honestly, it's kind of like magic. And when it comes to audio, Audio Overview 2.0 now supports over 80 languages. But you know what the real magic is? Interactivity. You can actually interrupt the AI hosts mid-conversation. Say you need a clarifying question answered, or you want to command them to switch styles on the fly. Want them to debate your sources? Or maybe explain a highly complex paper like you're 5 years old. Just ask them. You also get granular control over visual outputs with editable slide decks. So you generate a full presentation, but then you can jump right into the chat and prompt it slide by slide. You can tell it, hey, make slide 3 a comparison table instead of bullet points. Once everything is perfectly dialed in, you just hit export and it drops right out as a native PowerPoint file, completely ready for your next meeting. Plus, you have 10 distinct infographic styles to visualize your research. Whether you need a dense bento grid for a corporate dashboard, a strict scientific layout for a research paper, or even an incredibly cute kawaii style for a social media post, you can generate it instantly from your grounded data. But what happens if your brilliant cinematic video or infographic is missing some external context? That leads us right into Section 4, Deep Research and Ecosystem. Deep Research mode represents a massive shift in capability. Until now, NotebookLM was strictly confined to the exact documents you gave it. Now, as a premium feature, the AI can step outside those isolated documents. It can scan hundreds of live web sources to fill in the blanks and create a completely comprehensive, fully cited report. It's absolutely crucial for heavy research. This also marks the end of the dreaded data silo problem, thanks to cross-notebook querying. By mounting multiple notebooks at once in the Gemini app, you can finally type a prompt that says, compare the marketing notes in my Project X notebook directly with the budget constraints in my finance notebook. Everything just connects effortlessly. All right, to wrap up this user journey, let's look at Section 5, Pricing and Power Tips. Let's break down how this scales across 3 tiers. The free Google AI tier offers up to 100 notebooks and 50 sources each, running on Gemini Flash. Then there's the Pro tier, at $20 a month. That bumps you to 300 sources, unlocks 20 daily audio/video generations, gives you limited cinematic video, and upgrades you to Gemini 3 Pro. Now, for the enterprise power users, the $250 a month Ultra tier gives you over 1,000 notebooks, massive generation limits, and the bleeding-edge Gemini 3 Ultra model.
Regardless of which tier you're on, if you want to be a true power user in 2026, here are 3 steps you need to adopt. Label your sources, consolidate documents, and use persona prompts. Let's start with step 1, label your sources. It sounds surprisingly simple, but it is incredibly critical. Don't just upload a file named document1.pdf. Rename it to something specific, like q1_revenue_data.pdf. Why? Because the AI actually uses those descriptive file names to weigh the importance of information, especially if it encounters conflicting data. Giving it proper names gives the AI massive clues about context. For step 2, consolidation is absolutely key. It is far better to have one massive 50-page master document than to upload 50 fragmented one-page docs. When your data is housed within a single unified structure, the AI sees the narrative connections and logical flow much, much more clearly. Finally, step 3, use persona prompts. In the Configure Chat panel, you can now set a massive 10,000-character persona. You can instruct the AI, for example, you are a harsh legal critic. Tear apart the logic in these sources. This deep context won't just change how it answers your text questions, it completely transforms the tone and output of your audio overviews as well. It's how you tailor the AI exactly to your professional needs. Knowing you can now take a scribbled napkin, a quick voice memo, and a spreadsheet and seamlessly transform them into a cinematic, fully cited masterpiece, the possibilities are genuinely endless. The tools are no longer the bottleneck. Your imagination is. So I'll leave you with this final thought to spark your next big project. With an entire multimodal production studio right at your fingertips, what will you build first? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy creating!